In the peaceful forest village of Honeywood, where tall pine trees touched the clouds and a crystal-clear river flowed gently through the meadows, lived a big brown bear named Baxter. Baxter was strong, with thick fur and powerful paws, but he had one big problem: he had a terrible temper. Everything made Baxter angry. If another animal took his favorite fishing spot, he roared. If the bees didn't give him enough honey, he grumbled loudly. If the wind blew his carefully stacked woodpile over, he would stomp his feet so hard the ground shook. The other animals in Honeywood were kind and tried to stay out of his way, but they all wished Baxter could be happier. Baxter's best friend was a clever little rabbit named Rosie. She was small, fast, and always full of good ideas. Rosie loved Baxter like a big brother and often tried to calm him down. "Anger is like a storm cloud," she would say. "It blocks the sunshine in your heart." One bright summer day, the annual honey festival was happening in the village square. There were games, music, sweet honey cakes, and barrels of fresh golden honey. Baxter had been looking forward to it for weeks. He had saved the biggest barrel of honey for himself. But when he arrived, he saw that his barrel had been accidentally knocked over by playful cubs. The honey had spilled everywhere. Baxter's face turned red with rage. "Who did this?" he roared so loudly that birds flew out of the trees. The little cubs ran away in fear. The other animals stepped back nervously. Rosie hopped forward bravely. "It was an accident, Baxter. They didn't mean it. We can clean it up together and get you more honey." But Baxter was too angry to listen. "I don't want more honey. I wanted that honey." He stomped his feet so hard that the wooden stage for the music cracked. Then, in his fury, he swung his big paw and knocked over a table full of beautiful honey cakes that the beaver family had worked all morning to bake. The villagers gasped. The beaver children started crying. Rosie looked sad. "Baxter, you're hurting everyone, including yourself." But Baxter didn't care. He stormed off into the deep forest, grumbling and growling. As he walked, his anger made him careless. He didn't notice where he was going and stepped into a patch of thorn bushes. Sharp thorns scratched his paws and legs. "Ouch!" he yelled, but his anger only grew. Further along, he tried to cross an old fallen log over a stream. Still fuming, he lost his balance and fell into the cold water with a huge splash. Soaking wet and even angrier, Baxter climbed out and continued walking. By evening, he was deep in the forest, tired, wet, cold, and covered in scratches. His stomach growled loudly. He had missed the entire festival. No honey cakes, no games, no friends. He sat down heavily under a big oak tree and finally began to cry. "Why does everything go wrong when I get angry?" he sobbed. A gentle voice came from above. It was Luna, the wise old owl. "Because anger hurts you most, dear bear. When you are angry, you can't think clearly. You push away your friends, miss out on good things, and cause harm to yourself." Baxter looked up with teary eyes. "But how do I stop being so angry?" Luna hooted softly. "Every time you feel anger rising, take 3 deep breaths and count to 10. Think about what you're grateful for instead. And remember, it's okay to feel angry, but it's not okay to let it control you." That night, Baxter slept under the stars, feeling very sorry for what he had done. The next morning, he woke up early and went straight back to the village. The animals were cleaning up the mess from the festival. When they saw Baxter coming, many looked nervous. Baxter lowered his head humbly. "I'm very sorry for what I did yesterday," he said in a quiet voice. "My anger made me hurt my friends and ruin the festival. I want to make it right." The villagers were surprised but kind. Rosie hopped up and hugged his leg. "We forgive you, Baxter. But you have to work on your temper." Baxter spent the whole day helping. He used his strong paws to fix the broken stage, gathered fresh honey from the bees, politely this time, and helped the beavers bake new honey cakes. He even played gently with the cubs and let them ride on his back. As the sun set, the village held a small make-up celebration. Baxter sat peacefully with his friends, enjoying honey cakes and laughing at stories. For the first time in a long while, he felt truly happy. From then on, whenever Baxter felt anger bubbling up inside him, he remembered his painful lesson. He would take 3 deep breaths, think of Rosie and his friends, and choose kindness instead. His relationships grew stronger, and the whole village became a happier place. Baxter still sometimes felt angry. After all, he was a big bear, but now he knew how to handle it. And the animals of Honeywood learned that even the grumpiest among them could change with a little love, patience, and self-control.